Everyone wants to be happy. We chase it through success, relationships, money, and moments of pleasure. Yet, the more we chase it, the further it seems to run. Why is happiness so fleeting? Why do we have everything we thought we wanted, yet still feel something's missing? The truth is, happiness isn't what most people think. It's not a constant feeling, a destination, or a permanent state of bliss. It's a dynamic process, shaped by evolution, psychology, and perspective. Today, let's decode why we chase happiness, and what it really takes to find it. 1. The evolutionary paradox of happiness. Let's start with a paradox. Evolution never designed us to be happy. It designed us to survive. Our ancestors who felt satisfied too easily stopped striving and got left behind. The ones who stayed slightly discontent kept hunting, building, and improving. That's why the human brain evolved to constantly seek more. This mechanism is called the hedonic treadmill. When something good happens, a raise, a new car, a new relationship, you feel a rush of joy. But soon, that high fades. The brain resets its baseline and craves the next thing. The result? A cycle of temporary happiness followed by restlessness. In ancient times, this helped humans evolve. In modern times, it's exhausting. We scroll, buy, achieve, and post, yet the feeling never lasts. Our brains are still running survival code in a world where survival is no longer the goal. 2. What happiness really is. Psychologists distinguish between two types of happiness, hedonia and eudaimonia. Hedonia is pleasure, the quick hits of dopamine from comfort, food, fun, or validation. Eudaimonia is meaning, living in alignment with your values, purpose, and personal growth. Most of us chase hedonia because it's easy and addictive. But eudaimonia, the deeper, quieter happiness, comes from self-understanding, connection, and contribution. It's less about feeling good and more about being good to yourself and others. This doesn't mean pleasure is bad. It means pleasure without purpose feels empty. That's why even celebrities or billionaires, people with every comfort imaginable, often describe feeling unfulfilled. The brain adapts to pleasure, but craves purpose endlessly. 3. The science of the happy brain. Neuroscience shows that happiness isn't one emotion, it's a chemical symphony. Four main neurochemicals shape how we feel. Dopamine, the anticipation chemical. It motivates you to chase goals, but fades quickly after reward. Serotonin, the contentment chemical. It rises when you feel safe, respected, or fulfilled. Oxytocin, the bonding chemical. It increases through trust, touch, and love. Endorphins, the relief chemical. It masks pain and creates brief euphoria. Here's the twist. Modern life overstimulates dopamine, but neglects serotonin and oxytocin. We're chasing constant excitement while starving deeper satisfaction. Psychologist Robert Lustig calls this the dopamine trap. Every notification, like, or impulse purchase spikes dopamine, but the crash afterward leaves us emptier. The cure isn't more dopamine, it's balance. Practices like gratitude, deep relationships, and mindfulness increase serotonin and oxytocin, creating lasting well-being. 4. Why happiness feels harder than ever despite progress and technology. Studies show global happiness levels have declined. Why? Because modern society confuses happiness with comparison. Social media turns life into a scoreboard. We measure joy not by what we have, but by how it stacks against others. This triggers the brain's social comparison network, fueled by envy and insecurity. scrolling through curated lives floods the brain with mixed chemicals: dopamine from novelty, cortisol from inadequacy. Over time, this constant contrast erodes gratitude, the foundation of happiness. Psychologist Sonia Lyubomirsky, a leading researcher, found that about 50% of happiness is genetic, 10% depends on circumstances, and 40% depends on intentional activity, what we do and think daily. That means almost half your happiness is in your control. 5. The pursuit problem: the harder you chase happiness, the more it escapes. This is known as the paradox of hedonism. Focusing directly on being happy makes you self-conscious about your emotions. It's like trying to fall asleep by trying. The effort itself keeps you awake. True happiness often happens indirectly, as a side effect of engagement, flow, or purpose. Think about moments when you lost track of time while creating, laughing, or helping someone. That's flow, the state where your brain is fully present. In those moments, happiness isn't pursued, it's produced. 6. The power of perspective: happiness has less to do with what happens to you and more to do with how you interpret it. Two people can experience the same event. One feels grateful, the other feels cursed. The difference? Cognitive framing. Psychologist Martin Seligman's work in positive psychology shows that happiness increases when people shift focus from what's missing to what's meaningful. Gratitude, kindness, and optimism aren't cliches, they're rewiring tools. Repeated gratitude practices, like writing down 3 good things each day, have measurable effects on brain structure, increasing activity in regions linked to joy and resilience. Happiness isn't found in a perfect life. It's built through how you explain your imperfect one. 7. The myth of constant happiness. Here's a hard truth: no one is happy all the time, and that's okay. Emotional diversity is essential to mental health. Just as muscles need tension to grow, the psyche needs sadness, frustration, and struggle to evolve. Negative emotions aren't the opposite of happiness. They're the soil it grows in. When you lose, fail, or grieve, the pain stretches your capacity for empathy and appreciation. Without sadness, joy has no contrast. Without struggle, satisfaction has no meaning. The happiest people aren't those who avoid pain, they're the ones who integrate it. They see emotions as weather, not identity. Storms pass, and the sun returns. 8. What actually works? The science-backed habits. So how can we cultivate sustainable happiness? Science offers several proven methods. Gratitude: write down small wins daily. Gratitude shifts focus from lack to abundance. Acts of kindness: helping others triggers oxytocin and increases your own happiness. Exercise: sleep. Physical health boosts neurotransmitters that regulate mood. Mindfulness: staying present quiets the restless. What's next? Voice of the mind. Connection: deep relationships are the strongest predictor of lifelong happiness, according to Harvard's 80-year study on adult development. These aren't one-time hacks, they're habits. Happiness grows from consistency, not intensity. 9. Redefining happiness. Maybe happiness isn't the goal at all. Maybe the real goal is wholeness, the ability to experience every emotion fully and still choose peace. When you stop chasing happiness as a prize and start seeing it as a process, when you stop asking, "Am I happy right now?" and start asking, "Am I aligned right now?" everything changes. Happiness isn't about escaping pain. It's about having the resilience and perspective to navigate it with grace. Happiness isn't out there waiting to be found. It's built in the way you live, love, and think. It's not a finish line. It's a rhythm. Some days, it's a song. Other days, it's silence. But it's always there, waiting for you to notice. So maybe the question isn't, how can I be happy? Maybe it's, how can I live in a way that happiness becomes inevitable? If this reflection gave you clarity, peace, or even one quiet smile, then remember this feeling and stay with it. Don't chase it, just nurture it. And if you want to keep exploring the depths of your own mind and what makes us human, then take a deep breath, look inward, and hit subscribe. Like this video, and stay with Mind Decode, where happiness isn't sold, but understood.